Zone Podcast. Zone, the courtside opinion.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Courtside Opinion. You're here with Tom and Jordan.
What's up?
We're back on it. We just thought, look, it's been a year. We might get back into this podcast, and who knows, the next one might be next year as well.
Another year. Yep.
Potentially. We've actually got some special guests here as well. We've got a die-hard Detroit fan, Jaden Hatswell.
How you going, guys? Happy to be here.
And we've got die-hard Golden State fan, Ben Jarman.
Pleasure to be here, guys, and it's finally good to get the call up for the Zoom podcast.
Yeah, thanks. Well, thanks for accepting the call. Also, condolences. As you guys might know, this is a basketball podcast, and Klay Thompson out for the season.
Yeah, it hurts. It's a big blow, but hopefully he can come back bigger and better next year.
Congratulations as well for taking Tsunami Papi from the beloved Suns.
Tsunami Papi.
Who's that guy? I think condolences to the basketball world, really. I think everyone was pretty keen to see Klay get back and drop 60 points in three quarters again, but obviously we're going to have to wait another year for that, which is a shame.
Big shame. Who is Tsunami Papi? Kelly Oubre.
Kelly Oubre.
Oh, sure.
Actually, just on that, it's crazy that you guys actually took Kelly Oubre for, no shock, another first-round pick, because he's worth $11 million in salary, but it just added $80 million on
I saw that
for you guys. That's unbelievable.
Extraordinary amount of money.
Is that worth it?
I'm not sure it is, to be honest, because if we're not. I don't think we're winning the championship with Kelly Oubre on the side. So, it's a lot of money.
It would look good though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will look good. It will be fun to watch.
Isn't the lottery tax way less this year, though, into the upcoming year because of COVID? Isn't it going to be hell lowered?
Well, I'm not sure.
Nah, it's not. The luxury tax is the same amount because the luxury tax is exempt from the the thing that balances out the wages between the players and the owners. Yeah, the luxury tax is exempt from that. So that's on top of what's already being balanced out. So players will make 40% of their salary, but then also the NBA will get luxury tax on top of, and that'll be balanced out to all the other owners because that's how the luxury tax works.
Yeah, that's going to be nuts.
We're straight into the stats.
Wow, and this is what you get on the Zoom podcast.
And we've clearly all done our research prior to this.
Absolutely. Let's kick off straight to the draft. We watched the draft together, me, Hatswell, and Jarman. And John was tuning in as well from his own location. But let's just talk about our favourite pick of the draft here. Big draft, probably the draft I've been most invested in of all time, I think, and which is surprising considering it's been considered a weak draft.
Apparently. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's our favourite pick? Who was your favourite pick, Hatswell?
Obviously there's two picks I really like. I think LaMelo at 3 to the Hornets. I think that's a genuine franchise changer. Yeah. They didn't really have much direction. Excuse me for saying this. They've been a bit of a nothing franchise for a while now, but I think that really brings identity. It brings a fan base and it brings some life, which hopefully they can head in the right direction. But, when we come to talk about free agency, I might be a bit different on them as well. But then again, my Pistons, Killian Hayes at 7, needed a point guard. I think that's a great pick. He was a top 3 prospect in my eyes, but him going to 7's another franchise changer, I think, personally.
Absolutely. Yeah, 2 great picks, 2 great players. How do we feel about LaMelo as a player?
Can't shoot. I think it's similar as Lonzo Ball in that he's going to come out struggling. I think you have to give him a few years. I think eventually he'll be a good player and he'll be a starter and maybe an all-star or whatever.
Yeah.
I think you're going to have to give him a couple of years because he struggles to shoot.
I think he's got a bit more upside than Lonzo. He's a bit bigger, a bit longer. I think he's a better passer than Lonzo still. And as you say, he's a franchise-changing player. I think it's big for Charlotte. But speaking on my favourite picks of the draft, Josh Green, the Aussie, pick 18 for Dallas.
That is a great pick.
It's a great.
I think it's a super pick. Lockdown defender next to Luka. So I think he's one to watch. Aussie, they breed him tough down here, so I think he's going to be a good little player for Dallas.
Great player. Great player. I don't know much about Josh Green, though. Is he just a defensive player?
Hits the three as well, I think.
Okay.
And he's very athletic and actually does have raw shot creating abilities. So probably at his best, potential-wise, probably could average, 17, 18, 19 points a game.
As well as guarding their best player.
Well as locking down, so.
That's a big pickup for Dallas.
Yeah. Low risk, high reward, like I said the other day, which is what you want when you're a, top 10 team in the NBA, pick 18.
Yeah. Well, look, I'll talk about my pick. I reckon I'm just all up on Okongwu to Atlanta.
Yeah.
I heard so much stuff leading up to the draft. He slowly rised up through the ranks, and then he ended up going number 6 to Atlanta. I think he's just a perfect pairing with John Collins and Trae Young, and now they just picked up someone else in their backcourt. Yeah, Gallinari. I just think this full defense. You're going to have defensive players around Trae Young, but Okongwu just seems like just another great lob threat. Could stretch the floor potentially around John Collins. I know it's small, but John Collins and Okongwu could definitely, I think, be a winning front court.
Yeah, he reminds me so much of a young Bam, Okongwu. That kind of 6'9" center, can probably guard every position in the future. Has the promise of a jump shot, and I'm not sure about his passing, but if he could add that to his game, that's a good center. But where does that leave Clint Capella? That's a big question.
They'll start him for now. They'll probably start him now and have a Okongwu off the bench for a while.
Off the bench.
And then, because Capella wouldn't be hard to move.
Yeah. Especially not at the trade deadline. Trade deadline. Yeah. Like some team is going to be looking for a big center to guard AD. Like someone will pick the guy up.
On the money there, I think that.
What about you, John?
My pick was Cole Anthony, number 15 for Magic.
Yeah.
Because Orlando need a good guard. They haven't had a good guard since probably McGrady. DJ Augustine's fine. He got moved just then. Fultz, who would know? I mean, he's getting, everyone says he's getting better, but what's 12 points per game? So
without a jump shot.
Yeah, exactly. So I think it's worth taking a chance on Cole Anthony at the moment. He'll get 25 minutes a game or something. See how he plays, and then if he shows any more promise than Fultz can,
it's a great.
Or maybe you can pair them, because I don't know how long Fournier has either.
I was just about to say, I think Fultz and Anthony. Who, Fournier?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
And I feel like he's got another year or two.
I was about to say, Fultz and Anthony to me, their ceiling is one of the better backcourts in the league. Fultz could be an elite defender if he can work out how to shoot again. Hey, he's a number 1 pick for a reason. He could do a lot in college. And then Cole Anthony was almost the number 1 pick anyway, up until he got injured.
Great scorer.
So they've somehow managed to get 2 number 1 picks in ceiling. It's just whether or not they can develop them.
Yeah,
that's the issue. Okay, what about what's our worst pick? Worst pick of the draft.
Wow.
Would you like me to start?
Look, I'll go first here because I got one that'll rattle you. I'll say
I've got one.
I'll say it is a clear one, but I'll say Killian Hayes to Detroit.
Really?
Worst pick. That guy is going to be a stud, and paired with their free agent moves, they have screwed this guy over. No spacing, no movement, no shooting. They got nothing. They got every single center in the entire league. I think pairing a guy like Killian Hayes with unbelievable upside with a team that cannot help the guy, I think we're going to see Killian Hayes die at the Pistons.
I think you're wrong. But
I just think it was a bad pick. A bad pick for what they did in off-season moves. Why would you just fill why would you fill your roster with centers after picking up Killian Hayes?
Yeah. I can agree with aspects of that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, thank you.
Not sure what's going on with the center ordeal down in Detroit. Trying to bring back the bad boys, play 5 centers.
It actually looks like they are though. Who's next?
All right, I'll go with mine. Williams at 4. I think
Williams.
I think it's the obvious one. He was projected 10 to 15 on most draft boards. I think the Bulls easily could have traded down with maybe the Knicks or something like that. Got some more assets for a player who I think has a very solid floor and a decent ceiling. He can play the 4, can play the 3, can do a bit of everything. But I think a player like that at 4, you don't want to be looking for a really good role player when you're picking at 4. And I know it wasn't the deepest draft, but, gain some more assets, trade down, pick him later, and you're laughing, I think. But too much at 4.
Yeah, agreed.
I'm going to ruffle some feathers here. I think the worst pick of the draft is Anthony Edwards.
Oh, no. I love the man.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure about him. I've read a few things about him. He doesn't particularly enjoy the game of basketball. I think that's a huge concern.
Yeah, I saw
going into
that.
the NBA. And then there's still question marks. His ability to shoot and his ability to defend. There is potential for him to be a good defender, but yeah, I'm still not sold on him. I'm not sold on Anthony Edwards. So we'll wait and see. But yeah.
Yeah, he's a boom or bust, isn't he?
That's a risky pick at 1, even though he was the consensus probably number 1 overall pick in a bit of an even draft. But yeah, I'm still not sold.
Who would have you wanted them to pick?
I still think you have to take the best player in the draft, and I think LaMelo is probably the best player in the draft, but I guess he doesn't really fit with D'Lo. I don't think D'Lo will. Yeah, I don't know. Trade down would be ideal.
Yeah.
Can I ask a question? Is D'Lo a good enough point guard in the NBA to not draft what you think could be like a great point guard? So they didn't draft LaMelo because of the fit with Russell. Is it worth drafting LaMelo and like kind of making everything work for LaMelo and then like maybe trading Russell?
I think it is. I think it is. I don't think D'Lo's.
I actually agree with you there, Ben. I think LaMelo's got way more potential than D'Lo.
Yeah,
I'd say they're
D'Lo.
clones. I'd say they're clones of each other.
Nah. LaMelo's got potential to be the best passer in the NBA. Easily.
But that's the problem, is the potential.
Yeah.
And what we need to win now, they've lost.
Absolutely. I'd rather have D'Angelo on my squad right now.
I'm going to be good now. Yeah.
I'd rather have him right now. Edward, and especially a good pairing. Works well.
Yeah.
He's just a scorer. He's just a scorer. Like that's all they need. They just need someone to also score alongside Edwards and can cut. He's sort of like what I think Golden State want from Wiggins. is what the Wolves want from Edwards. They want him to perhaps become a defender. Got Tom Thibodeau there. Oh, no, not Tom Thibodeau.
Saunders, I think.
Saunders. Yeah, whatever. I mean, forget I said anything about Tom Thibodeau. They need Edwards to be a defender. Yeah, we will. They need Edwards to be a good defender and just cut off the ball. Just be a spot up. I think.
Yeah.
What about you, John? Worst pick of the draft?
I am going to say Okoro, number 5, Cavaliers. Just because I don't think they need him. I don't know why they didn't get Obi Toppin. They clearly need someone who can score because they got no one who can score. I mean, all they need anyone really. But I don't see the worth in Okoro at number 5, and they need someone who can score. Even Killian. Oh, they got point guards, don't they? But yeah, Obi Toppin. Get rid of Love. He's done there. Replace him with Obi Toppin and just try someone who can, hopefully score 18 points a game a night.
Yeah. I think Okoro is a safe pick. I think you're getting a guaranteed 3-and-D wing who can switch. But again, though, you're picking at 5 and your franchise is in the gutter. You don't want to draft a player whose ceiling's an elite role player.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely. They don't need role players. They're not a winning team. The winning teams don't need role players. Yeah. Couldn't agree more. Do we have any other things we want to say about the draft? Maybe the biggest upside pick if we wander down into the draft a little bit further, or
it's got to be the Red Mamba, doesn't it?
The Red Mamba.
Yeah,
Nico. That's
Nico Mannion.
Ending up with the Warriors. They've done it again. They've stolen someone out of the draft.
Well, apparently he was supposed to go first round, wasn't he? That was the mail.
I heard people were looking.
25.
Yeah. People were
25 was kind of his range where they thought he would go.
I was looking at his highlights. He looks special, to be honest. He's
Special.
Drills a 3, off dribble 3s, middies. I think he can be something, but
I think the Ranger, bit of a cult figure as well, being a Ranger.
At 51, it's a free hit, really. So
I think he's going to be Caruso. I think he's going to be Caruso for the Warriors.
You'd take that at 51, wouldn't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. I think he just also I think the competition, I'm not sure what league he played in. From memory, he plays in the Pac-12, which is not anywhere near as good.
Was he in Italy or something like that? He's from Italy, I think.
Yeah,
he's from Italy, but he was playing college. I think he played in a much lower competition, and that's why he sort of took the piss in his highlights.
Yeah, right.
He does look good. Explosive, can score. What else do you need? What do you need off the bench?
Reminds me of Huerta.
Yeah.
Who?
A little bit. Huerta for Atlanta.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Probably because they're both Ranger, but like a similar game.
Can I say one more pick? I was hyping. It might seem biased, but I was hyping this man up for the last couple of months. I knew about him. Sadiq Bey, and at 19, he ended up on my Pistons. Shot 46% from 3 in college. 6'8", elite switchy defender. He gives off Rob Covington vibes. And at 19, I just think that is you're gonna look in the future and you're gonna think that is one of the most solid players to be picked at pick 19 ever.
I couldn't agree more. I love Sadiq. I think if we were to rate the draft, I think Detroit won by a landslide.
Yeah, I think
they got three picks. Did they get 3 picks in the top 20?
Yeah, in the top 20.
Yeah, and all their picks were great.
16.
All their picks were great. I think they win the draft by a long shot, and I think they lose the off-season by a landslide as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you sign Jahlil Okafor, you lose. That's what happens. That's not a winning move.
What about Jeremy Grant, mate? He's
Greg Monroe 2.0. Get him back.
All right, so draft, great fun. We've got a new little segment that we're going to introduce right now. John's going to lead this segment.
Beautiful.
On to it.
Yeah, so this segment is called Who is Playing for OKC? Because I don't know if you've been aware, but they've made, I think, 12 trades so far or something. Something absolutely ridiculous. So I've got a list of players who I think are playing for them. This is the 22nd that this is posted, so this could all change in a matter of days.
Mhm.
But for the time being, besides the 19 whatever first round picks, first player, Mike Muscala, is he playing for OKC?
No.
No. Is he out of Atlanta?
No.
Is that
I think he's a free agent. Yeah, no. I'm looking in.
Brayden
No.
knows.
No.
He is
No.
No, you did it. Damn
playing
it.
for OKC. Next one, Trevor Ariza, is he playing for OKC?
No, he's back
Yes.
to the Rockets. Isn't
No, but then he got moved again and again.
Oh, yeah, he is. He is, isn't he? Is he?
He is. He's got traded 5 times.
No.
Somehow ended up on OKC.
Apparently, he's the
wow.
most traded player ever.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
something
actually a
like that.
stat. Yeah, it's actually a stat. Most
Poor
traded player
bloke.
ever.
He's been traded 7 times. He's bought 7 houses in the last 3 days.
Next player, Elfrid Payton. Is he playing for OKC?
No, he signed with the Knicks today. I reckon.
No, yeah, no.
I'll say yes.
Nah, he's not
Okay,
playing for them.
great.
He did just
Yeah.
sign by the Knicks. The only move that they have done.
Mm.
Jalen Leck, or LeQ. Is he playing for OKC?
Oh, yeah, he just got
Who?
drafted. He got drafted or signed. It was. I just
I'm
saw it
gonna-
because it was a big name signing on their Instagram. I saw it.
Oh, Jalen Leck. Oh, yeah, Slasher. Yeah, I'm going to say
You
he
gotta-
is.
yeah, I'll go yes.
Yeah, nah, he is playing. He was playing
Yeah.
for the Suns, and he was part of that trade.
That's classic.
He can dunk, and that's about it. We'll go one more. George Hill. Is he playing for OKC?
Yes.
Oh no, is he actually? I haven't seen that.
Yes.
It can't
He
be.
just got moved there as part of some trade. I saw it just before.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm going to say no.
I'm saying
Uh,
yes.
yeah.
George Hill is playing for OKC.
No.
That's
What a
extraordinary.
team. So
Is
part
ha-
of their lineup,
Is Hamidou Diallo their best player?
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, Al
please.
Horford is
Al
also playing
Horford.
for OKC.
Yeah.
Justin Jackson,
Wow.
that's playing for OKC. Ty Jerome, Suns legend.
Suns legend.
Gee.
Dort's still there, isn't he?
Dort, yeah.
Le Gwent.
Three-point
Le Gwent.
shooter. Vincent Poirier.
Poirier.
And the rest, I actually have no idea who they are. But there you go. There's the OKC. There's a segment who's playing for OKC. Maybe this could change in a week. Maybe
Wow.
we'll play it again.
That's staggering.
Do you want your 30 seconds to talk about the Suns, Jordan?
Wow, that is not a long time.
We've done this on every single podcast we've done, the Courtside Opinion, which is one.
The one.
But just because Jordan is a diehard Phoenix Sun fan, wow.
Yeah.
I understand.
We know that he's probably not going to be able to talk about them very much when NBA media is taken up by the Lakers and the Clippers.
The Lakers.
So,
Yeah.
so we just thought we'd give him 30 seconds. He can talk about the Suns uninterrupted about everything, and then we'll never hear about the Suns ever again.
Okay.
All right, you got 30 seconds.
Take it away.
Starting now.
Okay. The Chris Paul trade was decent. We definitely gave too much for him. The pick we shouldn't have given, and Kelly Oubre sucks, but I think him being there is going to be, better for Devin Booker's career rather than actually for the Suns. But we definitely give us a chance to now potentially win every single game. Not so we are going to win a game, but it's better than last year where we thought, okay, we actually might lose every game. So that's a great difference. We just got Jay Crowder. He's cool. He really fits the theme of the team. He's a defender, three-point shooter. It just depends on Aiden's defense, whether he wants to play that or not. We're missing a lot of guards and shooting guards. I don't know who our backup shooting guard is, so our bench isn't that great.
Stop. All right. That was great. I gave you extra.
fantastic.
I gave you a bit of extra time as well. 15 seconds extra. 45 seconds.
Wow.
Appreciate it.
It felt like 2 seconds.
He knows probably everything that you need to know.
Time flies when you're having fun, I guess.
Yeah.
You're having fun.
Okay, let's move into free agency now. Today's the 22nd, and it's been manic today. So many free agent moves. So let's talk about our favourite free agent move. Actually, no, let's talk about our least favourite first, and then we'll talk about our least favourite free agency move. Go.
I've been talking a lot, but this has rattled me today. Gordon Hayward.
Oh,
The
boy.
Charlotte Hornets. 4 years, $120 million. Do you know what this screams to me? Chandler Parsons. Chandler Parsons all over again.
Yeah.
He was
I
okay
agree.
for the Celtics, just like Chandler Parsons was okay for Dallas. Grizzlies thought, he's going to be fine. He's 30 years old and injury prone. Let's give him $90 million for 4 years. They're going to do the same for Gordon Hayward. He's going to get injured again, and he's going to average probably 13 points a game.
Yeah.
And it's just Nick Batum as well. Like, he'll be fine the next couple of years, and then 4 years. Is he really going to be a 20-point scorer at 34?
Yeah.
No. I'll tell you that right now. Confirmed.
I think it's a panic. I think it's a panic signing.
Panic.
But why they wouldn't give Kemba Walker $30 million, but they're going to give Gordon Hayward and Rozier pretty much the whole salary of the team. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Rozier's actually been all right for him.
Yeah, but
In
he's
the
not a
defense of
$20
Rozier.
million player.
It's not Kemba Walker.
Nah, he's not. But there's definitely worse players in the league. But I think you're right. Hayward might be the most overpaid role player of all time. If he's your third best player, you're looking very good. But he's $120 million.
I'll tell you what my concern is there is, they say rookies start to kind of hit their kind of prime-ish, heading into where they can carry a franchise about 3 years in their third year. Gordon Hayward's going to only be 2 years in on a $30 million contract. Like, how does that work for their, making moves to get players around LaMelo and, potentially signing some free agents? In 5 years, you're talking 5 years from now is when they're going to be able to make some serious moves. And it's, I don't know, it's just too long for mine.
I think his last year's a player option as well.
Yeah, and
Really? Are you serious?
He's been known to decline them.
I don't
No way
know.
declining this one.
Yeah, I don't know if 33-year-old Hayward's declining $40 million.
I don't think so.
Anyone else?
I was the same, to be honest. I had Hayward. That's just an extraordinary amount of money.
Staggering.
Yeah. Can't believe that, but yeah.
I'll tell you what my least favourite move is, and look, this might change at the moment, but that no one's been able to get Harden yet.
Yeah.
I think, I'm a big Harden lover. I know that he's not great watching on TV, but I think that in terms of what he brings to a team, I can't believe no one's picked him up yet. I can't believe no one's traded assets for Harden. He's four times he's been into the top 3 of MVP voting, and he can easily average 35 points a game. Why is no one picking this guy up?
I just don't want to see him end up in Brooklyn, but that's probably his most likely location. That 3 kind of superstars who are all kind of ISO heavy. Obviously, KD did it at Golden State. Playing off ball, but I'm not sure about it. I want to see Harden go somewhere where there's like a big guy who is like a really good player. Like maybe, say in the previous years, like the Timberwolves, when it was just Cat with some good role players. If he ended up like somewhere like there, I would have been like, this is awesome. But yeah, look, I don't know. I just don't know where he fits, Theo, and I don't know who has the package for him without gutting their roster completely.
Just Sixers. Trade someone. Trade someone, the Sixers. Honestly.
Would you trade Ben Simmons for James?
I'd trade Embiid.
Embiid.
I'd trade Embiid.
Yeah.
So you'd have, but then you'd have Simmons and Hard playing together. How does that work?
Well,
I think you move Simmons
works
to power
off ball. Yeah, Simmons works off ball. You pick and rolls with James Harden and Ben Simmons.
Ben Simmons.
My goodness. James Harden's one of the best passers in the league, and Ben Simmons will catch anything you throw at him. And if you get the ball to Simmons, it's fine. He's a great pass as well. Find shooters off the roll, off the short roll.
Get Harden moving off the ball.
Oh, absolutely.
He's big.
And then they kill you in the half court because they've got James Harden, pretty much one of the most efficient half court players in the entire game. And then they kill you on transition because they've got Ben Simmons.
Because they got Ben Simmons. Just quietly, Ben Simmons to power forward needs to happen. This year, he needs.
What about Ben Simmons to center?
Wow.
I'm not opposed to it, but I'd rather see him in that. I'd rather see that as kind of like a special place. So you know how the Bucks have Brook Lopez next to Giannis, go shoot some threes, let Giannis work, and then in crunch time they put Giannis at center with the four spaces. I think that
you can't put Embiid on the bench.
But that's what I'm saying. I've never been a big Embiid fan.
Yeah,
I've never been a big Embiid fan. But you're never going to get the best out of Ben Simmons unless you trade him.
Who's going to win with Embiid?
Actually, I do think there is a team that could maybe win a championship, and I think it's the Portland Trailblazers. I think Damian Lillard and Embiid could stir some poo.
He's got to just be on a team where he realizes he's not the best player on the court.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. If he plays with Damian, it's easy. Damian Lillard is better than you. When it comes down to crunch time, get the ball to Dame.
Yeah. And Embiid, box out, brother. Go up, offensive board.
Absolutely. Jordan, least favourite free agency move?
I said the Gordon Hayward thing.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
All right, hey, let's go. We're going to wrap up soon, but we've got our favorite free agency move, and if you want to include it, your favorite Knicks move of free agency. It's going to be hard to come by. I'll tell you that.
Big list.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, my favorite Knicks move is that they freed up a slot for a max player and then didn't sign anyone. They've got over $40 million. They got over $40 million in cap space right now, and they can't even sign.
Giannis 2021, baby. Giannis 2021.
I think that's
my prediction.
It's a big class next year, I think, as well, isn't it?
It's a huge free agency class.
My favourite move was it's actually today. KCP. 3 years, 40 mil. So 13 mil a year for KCP. I think that's great business from the Lakers.
Did he re-sign with the Lakers? Yeah, that is good business.
13 mil a year. That's unbelievable. He was so good in the finals last year. Drills a three. Great piece around LeBron and AD. I think that's on the cheap for KCP.
Lakers look good.
I agree.
Okay. I think probably a favorite. I'm not a huge fan of Lakers, but the Lakers, their main issue was depth. I mean, they still won, but the main issue was depth, and they managed to get Dennis Schroeder and Montrezl Harrell.
Yeah, that's a staggering how they got Montrez.
And Matthews. Matthews, low-key, fine move.
3-and-D wing, yeah.
But good business. They can get anyone.
Yeah. Lakers, I'd lock Lakers in for the finals. I can't see any way around them not being great.
Yeah, I agree. I think a sleeper in kind of free agency and trades is Dallas. I think Seth Curry for Josh Richardson is a really good trade. Obviously Seth Curry's a great shooter, but Josh Richardson's a decent 3-point shooter, but he's a lockdown, and they needed that next to Luka. And then an underrated one is getting James Johnson. Obviously last year in their first round series, everyone kind of went after Luka, and they were bullying him, they were getting into him, and Dallas just had no one to back him up. They've got a big enforcer in. If you're going after Luka this year, Johnson's going to knock you over.
He's a karate expert. He's got black belt in karate. He'll kill you.
I think it's so underrated having like a heart and soul kind of player. I think it brings a lot. I think he brings a lot to the locker room, and he'll protect Luka on the court, which is what they were really looking for.
Mm.
So I think, and now they've got Josh Green coming off their bench. I think they've done fantastically. I think it's one of the best run franchises. Great owner, great coach. Watch this space on Dallas.
Dallas look good.
Yeah.
I'll quickly say I've got 2 quick ones. They're general. I think Portland look really nice after free agency. They look really nice, especially if Zach Collins comes back off his ankle injury. I think
Not that good.
no, but he's not that good. I agree, but I think they've got.
He's good big off the bench.
They've signed Hood back. Hood is good. Hood is good. Hood is a good signing. He actually played really well for them. They've signed Melo. Melo was good for them.
Yeah,
And-
and coming off the bench this year, probably Melo.
And they've got the depth. They've got the depth now. If they don't get injured,
Ennis the menace.
yeah, Ennis is great as well. I think Nurkic is a
and
star.
Fernie Simons. And Fernie
Yeah.
Simons off the bench. He's a good player.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they've still got your mate Ben, who I forget his name every single time. Mohawk.
Gary Trent.
Gary Trent. They got Gary
Gary
Trent.
Playoffs.
And just
How have we
quickly,
not mentioned Rob Covington?
yeah,
How have we not
Rocco.
mentioned
Sorry,
Rocco?
Rocco. They've got everyone.
How have we
They're
not
looking
mentioned
great.
Yeah.
Real quickly though, getting Fred Van Vliet for 85 for 4 years is a steal.
That's great.
It's a steal.
Considering Gordon Hayward got 120.
And Fred Van Vliet's better than Hayward.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
you go by his production over the last 3 years, Fred Van Vliet is way better than Hayward. I think getting
How old's Fred?
Great question. He's definitely under 30, but I think he's I think he's getting
Is he like
close to
28?
30. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's like
that.
28.
It's in his prime.
I think
Yeah.
he's a great pickup. The man that we got him for less than a max is unbelievable. Any final words?
Yeah,
Quick.
Too quick. Steven Adams going to Pelicans. I actually think that's a really great move. I
Mm.
think that's what they need.
I disagree. I think you need spacing next to Zion. No point having the plank clogged with big Steven Adams. They need a shooting center, I think.
Wow.
For my second one, Knicks getting Alfred Payton, 1 year, $5 million, could be the most average move ever done in any NBA ever. It's the most basic and average move ever, I think. It's not bad, but it's definitely not good.
Mm.
It doesn't get the headlines, does it?
Not
No.
at all. I'm flicking through that one. I'm skipping it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obi Toppin, the New York native. I think watch this space on him. I think he have a good year.
Yeah, I think that's great.
I think they've got to get rid of Randall, but
Yeah,
watch
they
out
need
for
to
Obi
trade
Toppin.
him.
He loves New York, and that's what they need, someone that loves playing there. So
Bit of
How,
half, yeah.
how will the league go when Detroit has every single center and the Knicks have every single power forward? There's no more players for front courts.
DJ McCollum at center. That's what I'm hearing.
All right,
Steph
well,
Curry at center. Spaced out.
space the floor. Space the floor for the Ranger, the Red Mamba.
Nico,
Hey, well, thanks for joining us today, boys. So just to wrap up, any final thoughts, any sleeper teams, anything to watch out for, other than the Suns, obviously. The Suns being the number 1 seed in the West.
Number 1 seed. Yep. 80 wins.
I can make a bold prediction. I think Dallas will get a top 4 seed and Luka will win MVP.
Wow. I think that's a pretty good call, to be honest. Jars?
nah, not much from me, mate. I think hopefully the Warriors make the playoffs, and hopefully we're fun to watch. Steph Curry MVP, maybe that'd be a nice year.
Wow. I wouldn't be surprised if LeBron pushes for an MVP. Again, might be his last year or so. We say that every year, though. But I feel like LeBron pushed for MVP. There's a large amount of people last year that said he deserved the MVP last year. I think he comes back and the voters vote for him.
Yeah. Surely he has to be slowing down next year. Surely.
Never.
He's a joke. He's a joke.
Well, look, thanks for joining us, Jars and Hats.
Pleasure.
Yeah, it's been great having you on the show.
Thanks for having us.
And hopefully we'll see you next time on the Courtside Opinion. Hopefully you get the call back.
Would be
Be
nice.
nice.
If we could record our voice memos.
One day.
One day.
All right. Well, we'll sign off. End of the courtside opinion. It's been great, Jordan.
Doing excellent.
It's been great. And hopefully we'll do more of this. Signing off.
Yeah.
All right. Goodbye.
See ya.
Zone Podcast. Zone. The courtside opinion.